Good evening and welcome to the People's Business. I'm Stacey Russell. Barbadians must be adaptable to a rapidly evolving world that requires continuous learning for high productivity and optimum economic growth. And as government ramps up its mission to ensure that the Barbadian workforce is undisputedly world class, the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education is working to reshape the culture of learning for education to be embraced as a lifelong endeavor. Tonight, Minister of Training and Tertiary Education Sandra Husbands, who last week showed her passion to see young people capitalize on technical and vocational education opportunities, is back with Dr. the Honorable Allyson Leacock, Director of the National Transformation Initiative and Chairman of the Barbados Community College, and Fay-Marie Browne, Director of the Learning and Development Unit in the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education. They are here to discuss some of the benefits of you upskilling from traditional school-based and university education, who in the workforce are being particularly targeted for training at this time, and much more. We will go straight into the discussion as soon as we come back from this short commercial break.
For the next chapter segment, send us an email to morningbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Morning Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of
Welcome back to the People's Business. Tonight we're discussing training, upskilling to meet global challenges, and we have the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education represented here. Minister Sandra Husbands, I will start with you. Just give us a quick recap following on from last week about this new ministry, what it does, why it's important, and then we'll go on to talk about upskilling and what it means.
Yes, thank you so much. And we're so delighted to be here to be able to share about the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education and to really prepare Barbadians for the fact that there's a new world that is here on the doorstep that we have to transition all of our people onto, and that our work as a ministry really is to ensure that that occurs. Now, why is this necessary? The latest Future of Jobs report for 2025 has identified that there are going to be 92 million jobs lost because of the digital revolution that is going on right now, that is going to displace a number of jobs that we come to accept. Clerical jobs, sales clerk jobs, banking, even some accounting. There are going to be other things that will be lost that we are accustomed preparing ourselves for. Anything now that a computer or AI can do, you're going to find that there's going to be some type of displacement of our existing workforce. What does that mean? It means, and this is expected to have one of the fullest impacts by 2030, and that's 5 years away. So we only have 3 years in which to transition this population to ensure that those jobs that are going to disappear, we absolutely reskill those persons with new job skills that they can be attractive to investment that will come into Barbados. That's the other thing. If we don't have the skills, you can't get the investment to come. And then the people who are currently in jobs that will remain may need new skills to add to what they already know to do it differently. and therefore upskilling those is going to be critical for us. And therefore, this is why the Prime Minister made the determination that, look, we need a focused, dedicated ministry to help us move this entire population forward, to make sure that they're upskilled and reskilled, ready for this new digital revolution that will change everything that we do.
Okay, upskilling. We have Ms. Fay-Marie Browne, who is the Director of Learning and Development at the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education. Tell us, what does it mean to upskill? Why Barbadians need to do it?
Certainly, thank you. Minister hinted at it a short moment ago. We face multiple challenges. We've seen climate change. We have the challenge of digital disruption, migration, public health threats, AI, automation. And these challenges aren't confined to Barbados. They're global. And so our citizens, and particularly I speak on behalf of our public officers, our citizens need to be equipped, not just to manage the local issues, but to be able to anticipate and respond to the global shifts that impact how we govern, how we deliver services, how we lead as a nation. And again, I make a plug for us at the Learning and Development Unit, because our focus is on public officers. And we're not just training people, public officers, to do their jobs. We're preparing people, citizens, to be agile, to be responsive, and to be forward-thinking, whether it is through digital literacy or through policy development. Our goal is to ensure that Barbados has a public service and that Barbados itself is ready for anything that comes at it.
Okay, so I've noted that you've mentioned the public service and you've mentioned public officers. Tell us about why they are particularly being targeted for training at this time, the public service.
Well, you know, the public service is an enabler for business. And therefore, we have to work extra hard to ensure that our public officers are capable, competent, and able to deliver services efficiently, and to prepare Barbados to reach and maintain its global competitiveness.
One good example of that is CAIPO. If Barbados is going to attract investment that will give Barbadians good paying jobs, then it is absolutely necessary that the ease of doing business in Barbados really, really works. And therefore, the transformations that we've been seeking to do at CAIPO through the Ministry of Energy and Business necessitates that all of the civil servants in CAIPO are able to operate with efficient systems and at speed respond to investors and to local business people who want to start something that is new. So that is why it's important.
CAIPO, that is now called Business Barbados.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to come back and ask you some more questions specific to the training for the public servants, but I want to bring in Dr. Leacock here, who is heading up the National Transformation Initiative. This is somewhat new and also, you know, overseeing what's happening at the Barbados Community College. I want to focus a bit more on NTI. Remind us, when did it start? Why is it essential?
Wonderful question, because we're celebrating our 5th year this year. We began in 2020 during the lockdown. And naturally, we were challenged by the Prime Minister to create courses for people who might have been in isolation or in quarantine. Those were 8 courses that are on our learning management system. Also during the lockdown, you may remember that the Commonwealth of Learning and Coursera offered all Commonwealth countries the opportunity to access Coursera's courses absolutely free. That was for a finite period, and our workers had to make sure that they were registered with the National Insurance system. But at the end of that period, Coursera was offered to the NTI as an option. And it really was a no-brainer because as an instructional designer myself, I knew the Herculean effort it was for us to get those 8 e-courses designed by best practice to make them available for Barbadians. And the opportunity for Coursera gave us scale and speed in order to reach more people. In addition, it was intended to complement the quality training that Barbados is known for. There are a number of entities that do it, including the Learning Development Unit, and of course all of the institutions that exist. But what Coursera offered was something novel. E-learning integrated into our platform as NTI. They're in about 100 countries, but we are the only country, Barbados, that has Coursera integrated into our platform. And that gives us a distinct advantage and a uniqueness in their global sphere. What is wonderful about Coursera is that its founder is himself a professor at Stanford. So all of the courses that are offered through NTI's Coursera platform, they are rooted in pedagogical best practice. They're not let me try a thing. These are really quality courses offered by Yale, Stanford, and other internationally recognized universities, as well as Fortune 500 companies like Google and IBM. And what that does is respond to what the minister has identified, that you have 90 million plus jobs that will be lost by 2030. But it also means there's a tremendous opportunity for us. There will be 170 million jobs that will emerge in that change. So we have to be ready for that change. We have to be ready to pounce on that. And what these offerings, 14,000 of them that are available on nti.org.bb, what they will do is complement the work that is being done by LDU and others, because we do need the digital literacy. 76% of employers are saying they want an employee that is DQ, i.e. digitally literate, over somebody with experience. So that's a shift for us in Barbados. But it doesn't need to be as terrifying as it sounds.
Okay.
Because they have the opportunity to learn in their own time how they can indeed upskill with some very short courses. We don't offer the degree courses from Coursera because we have UWI. But we do offer the short courses that will allow our workforce to really upskill. And our mandate is very much tied to the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program, Strategy 4, which is a comprehensive retooling of the Barbadian workforce.
You mentioned just now 14,000 offerings. Does that actually mean 14,000 courses, areas of study that can be accessed
Absolutely.
by the NTI website?
Absolutely. It means that you can get skills for global success. You can have what we call core skills. I rechristen them success skills, because I think all of us who work know that people can have technical skills, but if they don't have these other skills that help them stand out against another candidate, it's unlikely that people will choose them. But the
how do you define those success skills?
Those are what we would normally call soft skills.
Soft skills.
I think they're more than soft skills. They're very much a game changer.
Give us an example
candidate.
for someone who's listening who might not know what these soft skills are.
Correct. I'm thinking about a candidate that has agility, critical thinking, is resilient, and understands emotional intelligence, to read a room, to understand that the skills are perfect. We need them, but we need more than that. We all know people who might be heavily qualified, a barrel of certificates, as we call it in Barbados, but nobody wants to work with them, or they're so rigid they're unable to be agile and respond to things that are unplanned.
Okay.
And the only certainty we have for the future is uncertainty.
Okay.
The reason why that is critical, those soft skills, is that we want an employee, a worker who can work on any global platform, which means you have to be able to integrate quickly into different cultures. So if you don't have that facility for being agile, being resilient, being able to be flexible, and to be able to engage people who are different from you and work in a team, then you're going to find it difficult to succeed on the global platform. So that's why building those skills are now going to be absolutely necessary for every Barbadian.
I'm excited about NTI. When you mention the breadth of offerings, I am saying, wow, this is amazing. How are people responding to what is being offered? Can you, for example, give us statistics about how many people have so far been certified through this platform?
Yes, I can give you that we are at 138,000 who are enrolled in our courses, and the courses are deliberately curated to align with government's agenda.
Okay.
So we have the Blue and Green Economy, we have a Tourism Academy, we have a Media Academy, we have Agriculture and Agribusiness, we have Financial, Legal, Health and Wellness, Sport. I can go on. There are about 19.
Education,
And
too.
of course, we
My
have a
favorite.
21st Century Educators Hub, which is specifically designed to help equip our teachers for a completely new learning and teaching environment. The challenge is not just about the kinds of subjects and the curriculum that we have to focus on for the future, but it is also really about recognizing that we have to learn a new way of teaching because we have a new student. And so a lot of the things that we took for granted in our era are no longer the case. Our students are demanding more. Our employees are demanding more. And therefore, the challenge remains for us to equip ourselves so we can lead with a level of compassion, a level of rigor for our standards, yes, but recognizing that there are multiple intelligences and people learn differently. So that is one of the big pluses about the NTI Coursera approach. We don't only do the Coursera courses, we also do some bespoke customized training. We are currently working with the Grantley Adams International Airport every Monday. We've done that for the last year. And we have 3,000 of their 4,500 staff already trained. Last Friday, we rolled out our training for the Barbados Port Inc. And this is in the art and heart of service that allows us to drill down to people's mindsets. We recognize that if we don't connect with people's mindsets, we will be giving them the how, but never the why. And for us, we think that that is really important. We are deliberately not traditional in our training because we recognize that people learn differently. And training usually conjures up for people, oh, I hope the food is good, you know? So we try to make sure that our training is engaging and it is relevant to people's needs, but recognizing that people will respond differently to different approaches.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I am going to come back to you when we come back from the break. We're going to a short commercial break and then we'll continue with more of the People's Business.
The Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you're an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morningbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the Community is well and alive.
Welcome back to the People's Business. Tonight we are talking about upskilling, training to meet international challenges. And before we went to the break, Dr. Allyson Leacock, she was talking about some training that was recently done with staff at the Grantley Adams International Airport. And we now have a clip for you with some feedback on how that training went.
We needed to get people back on track, where that we can work together in unity.
It showcased how small little things that we are accustomed doing in our day-to-day life, but we can just tweak it and improve so we can always give our best.
I found it was very progressive, very important information. Personally, it can be used immediately because really and truly it's about you, your growth, your mindset.
And this is the best, the most informative training session I've ever attended.
It enlightens you to be professional at all times, whether you're under pressure or not, and take you to a different level.
Honestly, this NTI training was fantastic. I think more and more people need to do it.
It is something that I feel that Barbados as an entire island needs and can really flourish from.
Well, there you have it, some excellent feedback concerning what the National Transformation Initiative is offering. I want to now go back to Ms. Fay-Marie Browne and talk about what the public servants are being offered. Is it a case of them being signposted to what's on offer so that they can select what they want to learn, or are there specific areas of training that are being put on for them?
So we have stepped away from that kind of supply-driven training to offer more demand-driven training that is needs-based, training that is aligned to the government of Barbados's objectives. Perhaps we have more of a mixed bag, but certainly we're offering more demand-driven training. For us, our focus has been on public service transformation, and that is a key objective that we're working towards, simply because the myriad of challenges that have been confronting our nation, we need public officers to pivot and to allow and to help Barbados achieve and maintain global advantage.
When you say public service transformation, what do you mean? For instance, there is a notion, a perceived notion that the standard of service delivery in the public sector is perhaps below par. Are you tackling such issues?
We are. I'm sure my colleagues, Minister, would agree that service delivery is actually more of a national problem now. But in the public service, because our business is service delivery, we have no choice but to tackle it. And I can share with you that one initiative that we have implemented is to train middle and senior level officers, certify them as change management specialists within their respective ministries, so that in turn they are able to train and to initiate the transformation in service delivery that is required in ministries and departments. So that's one way we have been tackling it. I would say that a major challenge is, of course, mindsets, changing mindsets. And that is the belly of service delivery. And so we have partnered, we do a lot of partnerships as well We have partnered with CARICAD and a few international agencies.
Who is CARICAD?
Sorry, the Caribbean. The Caribbean Institute for Development Administration.
Okay.
And CARICAD is a regional body, and their mandate is also to help public services to develop, to grow, to transform. And so we've partnered with them to offer training to our public officers as trainers in changing mindset strategies that will foster innovation and public sector transformation. Those are two of our big ticket items right now, that the ProSci training, the certified training in change management, as well as the change in mindset toolkits that we're going to be able to offer to public officers to get them on board with the need to shift how we think about service, how we think about our jobs, how we think and see our country.
Okay. Has this started, or is it just in the planning phase?
It has started.
How are they responding?
Very positively. We would have had a regional workshop in May, and we had 25 senior officers who are very keen on continuing the work. And we certainly want to join our partners across the region in changing and transforming the way we show up as a public service.
Okay. Now, so we have the public servants in general who are being trained. We have initiatives being conducted with other agencies like the Grantley Adams International Airport, the port that you have mentioned. Minister, how do you envision this being extrapolated to other parts of the workforce?
Well, what Prime Minister has tasked this particular ministry to do is to look at a number of national initiatives. And so what the ministry is doing is we're looking at where are the areas that need greatest attention. Now, both ladies shared about the importance of the upskilling, especially in relation to digital skills. Digital skills improvement will lead to greater efficiency, which will allow for better service going forward. So what we plan to do is to look at how we're going to help the rest of the general population now to get on board with that digital skilling program. And this is why NTI is so important. And then, for example, one of the things we want to do, our seniors, for example, if they're going to live independently and securely and safely in their homes, they too need to acquire a set of digital skills that will allow them to operate comfortably at home and only go if they need to, if they want to. They don't have to get up and go because they have to go and pay a bill. You want them to be able to use the computers to be able to pay their bills online. You want them to be able to talk to their granddaughter who is living in St. Lucia or living in Australia or wherever that granddaughter is. You want them to be able to do their banking safely online. So part of the ministry's remit, we have a Give Back program. And one of the plans we have for our Give Back program is that we're going to be asking students who have to give service hours, we're going to be asking them to work with seniors across the country to allow them to build their digital competency so that seniors are part and remain a vital part of our society.
This is the Give Back program that attracts students from the University of the West Indies. Are there other students as well from other institutions?
BCC is going to be doing Give Back. Erdiston put their hands up early o'clock and their students said they want to give back in the schools. Technically, Barbados should be getting something like 750,000 hours of service. So we have currently worked on revamping the Give Back app, which is what they use to be able to log in, get information, sign up their hours, report, etc. And the team is working now on like upgrading how we actually perform that particular service. There were some challenges that students had, And so we've spent some time actually correcting those things. So we're now going to re-engage the students again so that we get even more people coming online.
Okay.
Now,
tell me, what did you overcome? What challenges were there?
there were some technical difficulties with the app, so we have redesigned it. We have also sent out to all of the institutions that want to get students who need to give back hours to work with them. We've asked them to provide better details in the app. So instead of saying, oh, we are a community group that does, we do trips for children in the summer, you want to be able to say, we need people who can cook. We need people who can accompany the children on the bus. We need people who can swim. So that it's very specific, so the student can immediately see, I could do this. So those are some of the changes that we are bringing to that Give Back program. And what we want to be able to achieve, if we can deploy them across the country, we would be able to see maybe the formation of new clubs. Because one of the things that has created the soft belly in the country is that volunteerism has declined. And because of that, you don't have enough people to do Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, and all of those groups, which are part of the socializing tools that you use to help cultivate the social values in your citizens. Is very important. And because that has gone soft for a number of years, that's why we're feeling it in terms of the behavior of our young, because we've never completed their socializing process.
These are excellent plans.
Yes.
And here I want to ask Dr. Leacock about the NTI's initiative, perhaps going into communities to achieve some of what you are talking about. What scope is there for that? For instance, some people might not have a laptop or a computer at home. It might be inefficient for them to do these courses on their mobile phones. Can you utilize the labs at schools or revamp some of the community centers that we've been told are languishing?
Yes to all of the above. We did road shows in our very early years. We went into communities, and it didn't matter how many people came. We were really trying to ensure that we met people in their space. We will continue to do that, but what we've done now is to partner with a number of entities. So we are in a partnership with the Ministry of the Public Service. We've designed a hub for them. We have hubs with Export Barbados. We have hubs with BADMC. But we equally have been working in partnership with the Ministry of Labour and their World of Work Job Skills Program. We work with the Barbados Youth Advance Corps. We have an initiative called the NTI Advance Initiative, no pun intended, with the NTI AI. We do have an AI academy that has 350 courses, and the shortest course is just 45 minutes. I encourage you to log on and get up to speed on generative AI and how it works, and using generative AI as your thought partner. So we do those partnerships. And in addition to that, we are in partnership with the Regathering Committee. So we do have our booths at various activities. We've done booths and done outreaches with the HERMAB, the HR agency in Barbados. You will see us at the UE Job Fair. You will see us at the Science Tech. So we're very much ubiquitous, and hopefully since the beginning of July, you'll have seen our major billboards strategically placed across the island, and they will be rolling out the rest of this month. And really, it is intended for people to recognize that this is a movement. It's a movement about our people embracing learning, and learning being fun. Because for many people, learning hasn't been fun at school. So for us, it's really important.
Now, Dr. Leacock has a delicious program that she hasn't raised with you as yet. The Learn and Lime.
The Learn and Lime.
Learn
Before
and Lime.
Before we hear about the Learn and Lime, I would like to indicate to our audience how easy it is to sign up for the courses on offer by the National Transformation Initiative. Take a look. And now you know how easy it is to get on board with the NTI. On that note, we're taking a break and coming right back with more of The People's Business.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Morning Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morningbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Morning Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morningbarbados@cbc.vb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Morning Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morningbarbados@cbc.b.
Welcome back to The People's Business. Tonight we're discussing training, upskilling to meet international challenges. And before we went to the break, we got some additional information about our National Transformation Initiative, how easy it is to sign up. I also want to say that it is all free.
Somebody paid for it, though.
Tell us who's paying, Dr. Leacock.
The government of Barbados invested in us as Barbadians and paid this substantial millions every year to ensure that we could have this cutting edge information. And what is wonderful about it, well, there are a couple of dimensions that are value added for us as Barbadians to make sure that this is not just an imported set of courses. The Coursera platform allows us to be cutting edge. Their courses are updated every 2 hours every day. So there's no question about the currency of the content. They are internationally accredited because they are short courses offered by universities that are internationally accredited, like Princeton, Yale, Stanford, as I mentioned, Johns Hopkins, etc. But in addition to that, they do offer us a course builder that allows us to customize the content. So one of the things that was remarkable was Fay-Marie shared with the Coursera team all of the competency frameworks she had for the public service. And they in turn designed the hub to align with the ministry's competency frameworks.
Okay.
So this is not a case of something being parachuted in without cultural relevance or connectivity to what we want in Barbados.
Barbadians are having an input. And one of the things you mentioned just now is the fact that these courses are cutting edge. And one of the most popular courses and most relevant, I understand, has to do with artificial intelligence. So we're going to play a clip for you now so that we can have a look at what's on offer in that regard.
Do Introduction to Generative AI with me. I'm already logged in on my NTI Coursera account, which is free for all Bajans. So let me enroll in this course. It's just about an hour long, and it is offered by Google Cloud.
In this course, I'll teach you 4 things. Generative AI has become a buzzword, but what is it? Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence technology that can produce various types of content, including text, imagery, audio, and synthetic data.
I'm a few seconds in and I already like how this guy is explaining things to me. It's simple, it's easy to follow, and I can pause the video and rewind if I miss something or I just don't understand. And to be honest, I learn better when there is a variety of learning methods being used. So he's saying it, so I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it visually, and there's a transcript just underneath that if I need to read what he's saying as well, I can do that. So I'm about to take my quiz now. Let's see what I get. We outside, I get 100% guys, and I'm real fussy about that. And as soon as I finish the course, my certificate pops up. So here it is, showing you that I've just completed the Introduction to Generative AI course.
And there you have it. One person reporting on how that particular course can be done, and it's the same for the number of other courses that are on offer with the NTI. I'm going to go to Ms. Fay-Marie Browne to talk now about the digital competency framework that has been designed for the public sector. But just before you get into it, remind me, Dr. Leacock, I would like to come back and ask you about certification. Sure. And the importance of the certification through these courses that are being offered via the NTI. Go ahead.
So what is interesting to note is that around the time that the National Transformation Initiative kicked off, while we were in lockdown, we too at the Learning and Development Unit had to pivot. And for us it meant opening up the world of e-learning to our public officers while they were on downtime, not having active work to do. And out of that, we started delivering webinars, information that they needed while they were in the lockdown situation. We offered self-directed learning, and for us that took off quite well and has been sustained. So the self-directed learning is essentially a self-paced course offered in multiple disciplines related to the work of the public service. You go online, you register, you take the course, you do the quizzes for each module, each unit, and at the end of it, once you have attained a pass mark of 70%, you're awarded a certificate of successful completion. All of that mushroomed into us recognizing that we needed to have a structured approach to developing digital literacy among public officers. So we do have a digital competency framework that essentially sets out to help all public officers understand how to navigate digital workflows, how to use data responsibly, and how to embrace tech-enabled service delivery. That's the objective behind the framework. And ultimately, the objective for us as a ministry is to be able to launch that digital academy for public officers by November, later this year in November.
Is it happening? For
It
sure?
is happening.
I can say
that you can.
My lead.
You can set your time.
November
your
is
watch by
coming.
it. November is coming. We're halfway through the process. We've built out the framework, and we're having the collaborations with all the different stakeholders and players that will make this happen.
When we talk about public servants, how many people are we talking about? How many people stand to benefit from this?
So when I say public service, I believe the last figures we had ranged approximately 18,000 public officers that could benefit from this. But there's also the citizens who benefit, because increasingly we are offering services, government services, digitally. So we are not only reaching out to our public officers, but essentially they too are citizens who will benefit from this competency framework, this digital competency framework, and they will benefit from the digital academy.
Okay, now let's talk certification, NTI certification. What do those who complete the various courses get?
They get the certificate from the university itself. So as they complete the course, let's say it's offered by Princeton, once they have gone through the process, completed their quizzes, they just click Get Certificate, and that certificate is delivered to them. They can post it on their LinkedIn profile online, or they can print it and have it as part of their portfolio. So they're all there, and these universities, as you know, are internationally accredited. The NTI itself and those 8 courses and the work that we do overall has been endorsed by the Barbados Accreditation Council, because our short courses are not courses that need to be accredited in the way that a degree needs to be or any of the other programs need to be. But given the synergies between our work and these international courses, the Accreditation Council recognizes that there is a critical component of the work that we do as part of higher education in Barbados.
Okay. On that note, we're taking a break and coming right back with more of The People's Business.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Keep the bones smooth.
Q in the Community is your place to meet friends, to socialize, and just to be you.
Yes, come on down and take in the karaoke.
Whether you're coming from north, south, east, or west, we have a bus for you.
Q in the Community.
Stay tuned to Q100.7 FM to find out where we will be next, and follow us on Facebook.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Morning Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories at
Welcome back to the People's Business. Tonight we have been talking about training, upskilling to meet global challenges. Minister Husbands, this is our final segment. What message do you want to leave with Barbadians? For instance, when I looked at the video coming out of the feedback from those who got training via the NTI at the Grantley Adams International Airport, that was really heartwarming. How did it make you feel?
I was happy to hear that. I also had the wonderful experience just this week where Erdeston did graduation for teachers who had taken teacher efficacy and who had taken leadership training. They were so excited. I've never seen teachers and principals so excited about learning. That is what we want to restore in Barbados. If we are going to be a global player, if we're going to attract high quality investment that is going to give Barbadians the types of jobs that gives them the type of pay they would like to receive, then we have to be able to train all of our people to operate at that global level. And what does that mean? It means that I can no longer depend on the degree that I took 10 years ago to keep me in my present job or to prepare me for a future. It means that as an individual, I have to embrace continuous learning. And by doing it the way in which we're offering it, where you can do micro programs, something that is for a week or two, a few hours and so on, and put it together so that you can keep yourselves well skilled so that you can be competitive internationally and domestically.
Dr. Leacock, are you satisfied with the uptake that you see for the NTI courses?
I'm always ready for more. We always want more. We set ourselves a target of 200,000 enrollments. We're at 133,000 now, so we're moving there. I'm not going to be happy until we get to the 200,000. What I do think is important, and what we have seen, is a shift. So month on month, for example, in June, we had 7,000 more enrollments over May. That's the trend we want to keep. We'd like to target 9,000 a month to keep us relevant and cutting edge and to keep bringing more people into the mold. The reality is we can't provide training and hope people come to it. We have to reach people in the various ways in which they learn.
Are you doing enough to do that?
We are never going to do enough. We have to keep doing more. And my team knows that, and we're always looking and exploring new ways of doing it. Hence, the Learning Limes that we will be coming on stream, where we encourage people to come together. Sometimes people need a little support. We do think that our community centers should open well past office hours, because that's when people who may not have connectivity at home might want to come there and learn. We've seen that with our citizenship course with the Construction Gateway Training Initiative. And our team will go out and work with students who might need a little support. And we do that with our learners if they need a little more support. The reality is 44% of our workforce in the world is going to need upskilling by 2027. That's just 2 years away. And we are seeing that increasingly 76% of people who have taken short courses are recognizing that micro-credentials are helping them land jobs and having employers sit up and notice them more. So this idea, traditionally, where we had people feeling that it had to be a 4-year degree program, those days, and they're still relevant, depending on the discipline. I don't know that I want a doctor doing a micro-credential, or an engineer, but there's a place for it with people who have experience, who want to maybe get that cutting-edge qualification with a micro-credential and upskill based on their experience.
Okay, I know our time is running out, yes. But I still really want to hear about the Learn and Lime.
Yes, well, it's a case where you can, in fact, come together, set up a Lime. You can have your friends come and join you, and you can say, okay, today we are going to do the citizenship course, or today we're going to do the generative AI course, or I'm going to do that course that tells me about digital marketing because I want to set up my own business and I want to roll that out. And we can do that. Communities can do that in their various spheres. And the wonderful thing about this is it doesn't have to be structured in a classroom. You can do it on this.
So it can be that lively group study.
Exactly.
Ms. Browne, what feedback are you getting from public officers? How are they feeling about the training that they have already been receiving and what you have planned for them? For example, that digital competency framework that's coming later this year.
We have a public officer that is more in tune with their needs and their requirements. And so they have been, and we have been encouraging them to give us feedback, to share what it is that you need in order to effectively discharge your duties.
What are they saying?
We're getting very positive feedback. Of course, everybody's looking forward to more digital learning. People are looking forward to even our NVQ programming in public sector administration. That is one of our flagship programs that allows public officers to learn and apply skills in an experiential way to their jobs. It's a program that we're very proud of. We've introduced performance coaching to allow public officers to improve performance in areas that may have been troubling to them, productivity, time, where they may lack clarity of focus, in all kinds of areas. And we're certainly very inspired by and encouraged by the areas of training that they have identified that they will require in order to meet organizational objectives and personal development goals.
Okay, well, I want to thank you three formidable ladies who have joined us here tonight on The People's Business. We've had Minister of Training and Tertiary Education, Ms. Sandra Husbands. Also within that ministry is Ms. Fay-Marie Browne. She is the Director of Learning and Development. And we've had the Director of the National Transformation Initiative, who's also the Chairman of the Barbados Community College, Dr. Allyson Leacock. And we were discussing upskilling, training to meet international challenges. And I want to thank you on behalf of the head of our News and Current Affairs Department, Mr. Kent Jerson. And thank you as well on behalf of our technical crew. We apologize that we weren't able to take your calls tonight, but please do tune in again next time. I'm Stacey Russell, and I'm looking forward to having you again for more of The People's Business.